Welcome back to the CoolFigurez channel. I'm your host, Jesse the Bat Madrigal, aka the Buff Collector. The information on this channel is intended for adult collectors and not children. And today we are going to be taking a look at the Hot Toys Deluxe Mandalorian, Djarin, and Grogu. If you do enjoy this video, please remember to give it a like, share, comment, and subscribe. Jumping right on into this review, guys. Yes, I have fallen hard into that Hot Toys. Well, I want to call it a rabbit hole, but it's more like a black hole. It sucks you the fuck in, guys. And honestly, I'm not even mad because look at this guy. And 100% honest, guys, I had no intentions of picking this guy up. However, like I stated in my Mythos Sideshow Boba Fett, I did pick that up off of OfferUp, and I had initially asked the guy if he was firm on his price of, what was he asking, $275, and he was like, yeah, I'm firm on that. And then I asked him, well, are you firm on your price for the Mando at $240? And he said, yeah. But then he came back and he messaged me and he said, if you pick both of them up, I will give them both to you for $425. So essentially $212 a piece. The Boba Fett retails around $250, $275, and this Mando retails at $350 and up. Now, like I said, I did pick this up off of OfferUp, so it is missing a few of the pieces. The main ones being the extra rock base and the prim with Grogu inside. I was also missing most of the Beskar pieces. However, I did go to eBay and managed to find one person selling it pieced out, and I jumped on it. So I do have all the Beskar pieces now, but I am missing the prim with Grogu in it and the rock that is essentially the base for that adds on to the regular base. But other than that, I have everything in this set. And honestly, guys, I am not the biggest fan of Grogu. I mean, he's part of the show. It is what it is. But I can do without him, so it's not a big deal. But even more so, they do still include a regular Grogu, so it's not like I don't get a Grogu regardless. You know, the other one is just one that's molded into the prim that cannot come out, but they do include one that is you know, free of the prim, and they do also give him this cool Mandalorian necklace that is also considered another accessory. He is essentially a slug. His arms don't articulate at all, only his head. It's on a ball joint, so he'll move up and down, side to side. He does look pretty damn cute, I have to admit, so that's pretty damn cool. But I guess we're essentially jumping into everything that this guy comes with at this point. So before we get into all the great accessories, let's go ahead and talk about the hands. So in package, he does come with a pair of fisted hands, a right and a left one. So the detailing on these things are amazing. They do look a little softer than I would like, I have to admit, though. That's just me personally, though, and it's a very, very small gripe. So he does come with a right and a left trigger finger hand. He is currently using his right. Here is the left one. He does come with a right and a left, essentially relaxed, somewhat medium C grip hand. And oh, as you can see, mine is actually coming apart right here. I just noticed that, but it just slides right back in, and I'm sure if I really wanted to stick some glue will do just fine, but I don't really see myself using that hand anyway, so that's a good thing. He does also come with one very tight C grip right hand right here in order to hold the Beskar piece right here. So go ahead and fit it under his thumb right here, and there he is holding the Beskar piece right there. So yeah, I guess that's it in terms of hands. So let's go ahead and talk about the accessories that he does come with, starting off with this Beskar piece right here, guys. So the Empire logo is not perfect on it, as you can see, but it's still cool nonetheless. So I do have two of these medium stacks of Beskar pieces because I did receive one with this figure, but I was missing that single piece of Beskar as well as the rest of the stack. Now, where is the rest of the stack? It is in this cantoon, as you can see. And recently, Shop Disney did put up a life-size cantoon, which quickly sold out, and I was not aware of, and I was very mad when I found out, because I would love to have a life-size version of this and put it next to my Black Series Mandalorian helmet and now my Mandalorian HotToys. So the cool thing about this thing is that it does open up. However, before we do that, I do want to show you guys that right up here it does open up as well, and you can put some batteries in because it does have a light inside. I, however, have not put in the batteries, so my light does not currently turn on, but the sides do open up to reveal the Beskar inside. So these things are a little tight, and it kind of scares me when I'm trying to open it up because it's tight, but as you can see, it does open up all the way. Like I said, there's a little light up there that will shine down on the Beskar when you have batteries in. But the cool thing about the Beskar in here is that it's actually magnetized to this one, so it'll just hop on in right there. However, the single piece is not magnetized, so you have to be a little more careful with it and placing it. But once you do, as you can see, it completes the stack. So yeah, super cool piece, super cool accessory. But that is not all. This guy does come jam-packed with a lot of stuff, guys. He is the Deluxe, so he has a lot on him as well. So we'll go ahead and take a look at all that once we're done taking a look at the stuff that isn't currently on him. So next up, let's go ahead and take a look at his Vibranium Knife right here. As you can see, it is his Vibranium Knife. It should fit into his boot, apparently, but I just wasn't able to fit it in, and I was really afraid of stabbing his soft goods, and I was just not going to push it. So yeah, I just haven't put it in his boot like it should be. Next up, he does come with a few of these thermal detonators right here, and he does have some on his belt, which stay on his belt. I have chosen not to put this on his belt because it doesn't really stay too well. I really wish they would have magnetized it so that it would stay, but the way it is, it kind of tends to slip out very, very easily, and I don't want to lose that piece, so I'd rather display him without it. He does also come with a tracking fob right here, which is super cool and super detailed for how small it is. You know, HotToys obviously hits it out of the park with all the great detailing and everything. So as you can see, he does have a whistling bird attachment for his gauntlet, and here is the gauntlet piece by itself, you know, when it's not in firing form. And the cool thing about this is you can remove this piece and add the piece right here that makes it look like he's about to fire the whistling bird. See how they're poking out of those slots now? And then obviously they include the whistling bird attachment right there, which essentially you just remove that top piece and you just plug in the whistling bird attachment and you're set to go. We'll go ahead and take a closer look at that once we do pull him forward. They do include two shoulder armor pieces, one without his insignia and one with the mudhorn. His cape is currently covering it. We'll take a closer look at it once we do pull him forward. They did also include his little flashlight for his helmet. So you just pop off the little piece on his right side and pop this in, and you get the little flashlight. Unfortunately, it does not light up, so it's just an accent piece. He does come with this, I don't want to call it a tracking beacon because it looks like it's a Mandalorian in there. So I don't know if it's a hologram of something else, but it's some kind of hologram of something. But I don't think it's a tracking beacon because it would have been most likely another type of alien and not another Mandalorian. But that's just me. He does also come with this cable, which is a metal wire. It does go into his gauntlet. He does also come with a flamethrower effect, which is very nicely done and huge, as you can see. And last but not least, at least with the stuff right here, he does come with some jetpack blast effects right here. So before we start pulling him forward and taking a look at all the great stuff that he currently has on, let's take a look at one last thing that we do have here, and that is the display base right here for him. So it is that typical sandy Star Wars looking one. This one does look like Tatooine sand because it's a lighter base or a lighter color sand. He does come with the flight stand right here, which is very sturdy, and if you don't want him in the full flight stand mode, you know, in the air, you can lower this to any point on this rod right here and, you know, just attach it to his waist. You know, just move it down to waist level and attach it there. It's really cool that they include this, you know, the Mandalorian right there. Super cool. But yeah, absolutely love these bases. I know a lot of people don't, but I do. So yeah, anyways, with that being said, why don't we go ahead and start pulling stuff off of him, because he still does have a whole number of accessories on him currently. So why don't we go ahead and start with the whistling birds right here. So as you can see, the attachment just simply pops off and you do get this amazing effect, which I personally do display them with. So moving on, right here you can put that detonator. Let me see if I can find it right here in my mess of accessories, and it's just, oop, there it is, so small, but it does fit in right there. Oh, there's some of my dog hair, and oh, thankfully it didn't fall all the way. So it does fit in right here, but as you can see, it doesn't slot in too well, and well, it does tend to pop out very easily. So once again, that's why I choose to just keep it in its packaging. All these little things right here are removable, and they are ammo rods for his rifle. So that's pretty damn cool. This pocket right here does remove, and you're supposed to be able to pop the tracking beacon or the tracking fob on there. I have, however, not been able to do that. So it is what it is. I keep the little pouch there. So let's go ahead and pull off his rifle right here and take a nice closer look at it. So he does have that leather strap, or pleather strap I should say, that holds it in place on his other pleather strap, but very well, nicely done in detail. I absolutely love this thing, and the cool thing is the scope does detach, because he does tend to use it as a magnifying glass, or a telescope I should say, not a magnifying glass. What was I thinking? But it does remove. It's a little stuck on there, so I'm gonna go ahead and leave it. The cool thing about this is that it also does open up right there, so that way you can make it look like he's inserting these ammo rods into the ammo slot. So super cool. I love all the detailing, the weathering, the gunmetal paint, the gold accents, the wood detailing right here. Super cool. Just gotta be super careful with this one, because it is a thin long rod, so if he falls on it hard enough, it will break. So let's go ahead and pull his jetpack off, which is magnetized. So that is super cool. It's attached by magnets. It is the basic Jango Fett one, so nothing too fancy, just in shiny silver paint, which really does the job well. So last but not least, let's go ahead and pull his trusty sidearm out of his hand and take a nice look at it. And much like Han Solo's blaster, this is quickly becoming a very iconic handgun in the Star Wars universe, and for good measures. You know, Han Solo's was, I think, inspired by a German World War II handgun, and this one is very much inspired by a Colt 45. You can definitely see that inspiration in this handgun. So anyways, guys, that is it when it comes to accessories for this guy. Like I said, he is the deluxe version, so he does come with a lot more than the regular version, and he should have came with the prim with Grogu inside and an extra rock base for said prim and Grogu. However, I bought this secondhand and at a lot cheaper than I should have, and so it didn't include those things. But like I said, I care more about Mando than I do about Grogu, and really that's why I bought this figure, was for Mando, not Grogu. So yeah, I'm okay with not having those pieces. But with that being said, let's go ahead and take a nice closer look at him. We already have him pulled forward quite well. I'm just going to move some of these accessories out of the way so I don't drop them by accident. But yeah, super cool. Yeah, way better experience with this hot toy than my first one, the Death Watch Mandalorian. The fat suit on this guy is okay. It doesn't hinder his movement so much as the Death Watch guy. The Death Watch guy, he couldn't even move his arm up. This guy definitely can. As you can see, he can move his arms up in the fat suit, so that's super cool, because like I said, the Death Watch Mando was not able to. But yeah, taking a look at all the amazing detail in this guy, I mean, from the pleather belt to all the great little ammo rods inside, the little pouch right here, the holster, just taking a look all the way around. This right here is used to hold the rifle. What you do is you thread it through this little hole right here in the cape. I don't know if you guys can see it. And then when it's slung across, you just, you know, wrap it around and you can take a look. It looks like Mando's taking a few hard hits on his ass, because it's a little dented right here on the Beskar. But yeah, all in all, an amazing looking figure. And like I said, much better of an experience than with my first hot toy. And right there is that Mudhorn insignia right there on his shoulder. So yeah, with that being said, I guess we should move on into articulation. Let me go ahead and pull him a little closer forward so we can see his upper half, because we're going to go ahead and start with his head articulation. He can look all the way to the right, all the way to the left. He has really good head tilt and wobble. Look at that. Look at that. That is really good. So he can actually look down pretty significantly, and he can look up really significantly, which is really good because he has that jetpack. So for those flight poses and stuff, if you want him to look like he's really flying in the air like that, that's perfect. So moving on to his arm articulation, it will go to a T pose. You just have to play with it and make sure you move this out of the way. He will move his arm forward. Whoops. That much. Let me see. Let me sit him down. That much. We'll go back that far, but as with all soft goods, you know, you cannot go 360. He does come with a butterfly joint, which is amazing. Rotation at the bicep. I don't know if it's, yep, double hinge elbow. Rotation at the wrist, hinging up and down, in and out, whichever way that ball peg is facing. He does rotate a bit at the waist. However, he is pretty armored up, and he does have a thick undersuit besides that fat suit underneath. So, yeah, he doesn't twist too well, but he does twist ever so slightly. He will kick out that far. Wow, he can almost join the cheerleading squad. He just barely misses the cut. But he will kick forward that much. Doesn't really kick back at all. He does have double hinge knee, so he can kick. I guess that's how he got the dent in his Beskar. So looking at his ankles, they pop off. Let's go ahead and snap that back in. They will go down very slightly, go up very slightly, basically just flat, and you do get ball rocker hinge right there. So yeah, guys, like I said, all in all, a much better experience than my first experience with the Mandalorian Death Watch hot toy. You know, this guy, his fat suit was basically tailored for him, opposed to the Mandalorian Death Watch. His fat suit was significantly mistailored for his body. Yeah, so I guess mine was just one of those with a bit of a QC issues, but like I said in my review of it, once I did take that fat suit off and I was able to pose him up, well, as you can see, I fell hard and got sucked into that Hot Toys black hole. So with that being said, guys, what do you guys think of this figure? Do you have him in your collection? Let me know down in the comments below. Rate him 1 through 10 as well, 1 being the lowest, 10 being the highest. And if you've made it this far in the video, type down in the comments below Mudhorn. That way I know you've made it this far and are enjoying the content. With that being said, let's go ahead and take a look at some really cool pics that I took of this guy. As with the previous reviews, guys, these are my first few attempts at 1/6 scale shooting. Yeah, be easy on me. I try my best, and to be honest, they came out a lot better than I had expected. You know, I was expecting some really bad shit, but thankfully I got the lighting somewhat correct, and I'm sure I can still improve more. I just need to talk to Jason Yang of Work More or Less, and also 1/6 shooter Trevor. But with that being said, guys, if you did enjoy this video, please remember to give it a like, share, comment, and subscribe. And as always, this is the way.